안녕하세요, 카메입니다. 자, 오늘은 탱글타워 해보도록 할게요. 이제 슬슬 끝을 향해 나아가고 있는데 아직도 누가 용의자인지는 모르죠. 저희가 알고 있는 거는 이제 저 벌레에 무슨 황금 벌레가 존재했다는 거, 그리고 그걸 계속 실험하고 있었다는 거, 그리고 이 탱글타워가 있던 이 여기에는 호수 안에 무언가 신비한 비밀이 잠들어 있었고, 그걸 위해 레밍턴 가게가 먼저 와서 이미 실험을 하고 있었고, 거기에 포인터와 이 플로라 가문이 들어왔다는, 플로라랜다, 그 팔로우였나? 펠로우와 포인터 가문이 이제 결혼을 하면서 들어오게 됐다는 건데, 보도록 합시다. 아, 여기 이제 숨겨진 연구소에 들어왔었죠.
Nice chair. Maybe it's just heat from the inside.
따뜻했다? 누가 앉아 있었던 거 아닐까?
Someone complacent enough to leave their notebook lying around.
여러 페이지가 찢어졌지만 몇 페이지는 남아있다. 5번째 대표자를 찾았다. 드디어. 그다지 기대는 하지 않았지만 역시 실망하고 말았다. 나머지와 다를 바가 없어. 내 미스티드 친구를 실험을 위해 음악실로 데려갔다. 성공적이었다. 어쩌면 너무도. 실험실조차 실명을 안 줬다. 무엇 때문에 그 노력을 들인 거지? 그는 내가 생각한 것보다 훨씬 근시안이었다. 이거 왠지 펠츠 같지 않아요? 지하에 갔다. 전망이 좋다. 대부분 사라진 상태지만 내가 원하는 것을 얻었다. 지하에서 원하는 것을 얻었다. 그녀가 들어왔었다. 조심해서 아무것도 움직인 것은 없다. 하지만 난 알지. 때가 왔다. 뭔가 있네. 이거 여러분, 이거요. 혹시 이거 아닙니까? 맞을 수도 있겠는데.
Is there anything?
검은 버튼과 천 조각과 이거 깃털 아닙니까? 깃털이잖아요, 이거. 조금만 더 보고 저거 하도록 하겠습니다. 단서 취합을.
Grimoire, don't you think it looks? This crab
잠시만요.
really Yeah, but I don't think I've seen it more recently.
잠깐만. 아이고. 단서를 봅시다. 단서를. 잠시만요. 우리가 최근에 봤다. 이거 아닐까요? 이 자세를 만들면 되지 않을까? 오른쪽 11시에요. 그러니까 1시 방향, 그리고 11시 방향. 1시 방향, 11시 방향.
It's got a
1시 걸리고 1시 걸리고 11시. 잠깐만.
Perfect.
오케이. 석궁?
What's this?
something somebody didn't want us to find.
석궁. 이게 살해 도구였을까? 여기에다 무언가 꿰뚫을 걸 해서 쏜 다음에 밧줄로 당긴 거 아닐까요? 감기로 당긴 거지.
What is it?
Some kind of fish.
That's we're talking
Well,
about.
how about we stop talking about it? Who?
Not sure. Your eyes have all been crossed out.
펠츠. 단단한 나무 액자 소사지 먼지통이 오래된 것 같다. 액자 밑에 노쇠판에 적힌 것은 미스티드 저택의 대표자들. 사진 속에 2명의 여성과 3명의 남성이 다양한 스타일의 옷을 입고 있다. 5명 모두 얼굴이 까맣게 잉크칠이 되어 있다. 펠릭스일 거고 얘가. 포인터인가? 펠릭스는 확실하고 얘가 나갔다는 걔 삼촌이었나 걔였던 거 같은데. 얘 파피 아니야? 그럼 얘가 삐삐인가? 아니면 팬이나? 삐삐일 것 같은데 헤어스타일만 보면.
That photo is important. I'm sure.
You know, in here though, centipede,
Too many.
dragon,
Snake.
worm,
That's the one.
they call
What would you-
of doom.
오케이. 단소조 해봅시다. 야, 3개나 찾아냈어.
I don't get it. This room is in the original building plans for the mansion,
Yeah.
but nowadays it's some big secret.
It's not a secret to everybody. At least one other person still knows about this room.
The way the notebook was left out on the table makes me think it's someone who has the room all to themselves.
Whoever it was, they left more than just the notebook. There's a whole design project on this pinboard. Feels like someone put quite a bit of effort into it.
It's a shame there are things missing from it. I'm betting it'd make more sense if we could see it all together.
That might not be impossible, you know.
일, 2, 3이 중요한 거였지 지금. 이거 아니었고 1, 2, 3이잖아. 얘는 아까 걔인 거 같고 찍힌 거 이거 3개. 아 잠깐만.
I think that, but not this.
알아. 이거 저 왼쪽 아래 거. 일, 2, 3?
That
We
doesn't.
need something that could.
엄청 많죠. 엄청난 양의 우리는 조사를 했답니다. 3개
That's not right. Something that's
아닐
been
것
taped.
같긴 해. 테이프가 위에 붙어있던 거. 세 개로 놔둘 만한 거.
That's not right. Something that's been taped at the top.
Taped at the top.
That's not right. Something that's been taped at the top.
Oh, this. Yes. 아니 주무셔도 됩니다. 이거 어차피 유튜브에 올라갑니다. 이거죠. 얘 걔잖아. 허커스잖아.
The painting from Freya's
Yeah.
room and those sketches. Did Freya design Detective Hawkshaw's clothes? What kind of sense does that make?
I don't think that's why Freya made that painting, but it may have been why somebody took a photo of it to use as reference. And as for those sketches of Hawkshaw, I don't think Freya actually drew them. It was somebody else. Someone with less of a talent for art.
Felix.
Doesn't exactly narrow it down.
Felix. No, it's Felix then.
Should we go ask
No.
Detective Hawkshaw
Felix,
about
dude.
all
Hey
this?
man, think
I'm not
about it.
sure. We still don't know what's really going on.
Felix told you.
Another photograph.
Their faces are all crossed out with some kind of black ink.
That's weird.
Oh, you think so?
No, I mean, something I just realized. Sally, did we meet any of these people here at Tangle Tower?
저 중에
Well,
3명은
the woman
내가
on the
알아.
left looks a little like Poppy,
Poppy.
but her style is way
Fifi.
different. And at first, I thought the guy on the top right was Felix.
Felix.
But now that I look at it, I don't think it is him.
Was someone trying to hide it? From us?
I don't know, but it looks incomplete to me. I want to know what happened to the rest of it. Where are the other parts?
We found them already. I think that, but not this part.
What do you make of it?
Not sure. Let's keep an open mind.
You don't think the crossbow is the murder weapon?
Oh no, the crossbow is definitely the murder weapon. But that doesn't mean we've solved the mystery.
Murder. Doom.
Time to solve this.
Oh, time to serve this.
All right, break out the notebook.
Yep.
Time to put it all together.
Yeah.
Let's start with this. It's
Okay.
an arrow for the crossbow, and it matches Freya's wound.
Yeah.
It's the murder weapon. I'm sure of it.
Okay,
Despite
finally
the
we have
fact
murder
it doesn't
weapon.
have any blood on it, and it wasn't found anywhere near the crime scene.
Mm-hmm. It was cleaned, then it was hidden. I don't think anybody expected us to get down to that room at the bottom of the lake.
Okay, so Freya was shot by a crossbow.
Yep.
Where was it fired from?
다락방.
It was fired from above Freya.
Above.
Above, huh?
Yeah, our diagram doesn't show everything. Let's add in the rest of the crime scene.
The attic.
Perfect hiding place. We even found a part of the murder weapon up there. The reel was used to pull the arrow back up through the crack in the floorboards.
Explains why we never found a weapon at the crime scene, I guess.
The murderer must have dropped the reel in the attic. I'm guessing they were in a hurry to escape.
Wait. The arrow was fired through the crack in the floorboards?
Yeah, it's directly above where Freya was found lying on her back.
Nope. Doesn't add up. It would have missed her if she was still standing up by the painting.
Ah, right.
Unless Freya was
이미
already
누워있었지.
lying on her back before the arrow was fired.
I think so too.
의식이 없지 않았을까?
She'd fallen unconscious.
Something in the room caused Freya to fall unconscious.
물감 냄새인가?
Paint fumes.
I'm not sure about that.
아 그래?
Me neither.
미안하다.
Something in the room caused
나 이거
Freya to
처음으로
fall
틀린 건가 추리?
unconscious.
아닌가?
The gramophone.
Right.
But the gramophone by itself can't do that.
There
안에
was
뭔가
something
있지
in the
않았을까?
gramophone.
Mm-hmm. Something small.
That's not it.
잠깐 작은 무언가가 얘를 재울 수 있는 약간 무언가? 안에 들어있던 거? 뭐가 들어있었을까?
That's not it.
뭐가 들어있으면 사람을 기절시킬 수 있지? 아, 내가 갖고 있는 것 중에 하나일 텐데. 다 찍어야 되나? 다 찍어야 되나? 들 찾았나?
That's not it.
힌트 없니 친구야? 설명?
That's not it. That's not it. That's not it.
어허.
That's not it.
스펀지 안에 뭐가 들어있었다는 거야 그럼?
That's not it.
노가다를 해야 하나?
That's not it. That's not it.
당연히 아닌 것들도 있긴 한데 일단 노가다 해봅시다.
That's not it.
어떻게 푸는지가 궁금하네.
That's not it. That's not it. That's not it. That's not it.
안에 들어가서 증폭될 수 있는 거?
That's not it.
증폭이요? 안에서? 그런 게 있나?
That's not it. 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 That's not it.
감이 안 잡혀.
That's not it. That's not it.
내가 지금 절묘하게 빗나가고 있는 것 같은데?
That's not it. That's not it. That's not it. That's not it.
당연히 아닐 거잖아 얘네.
That's not it. That's not it. That's not it.
안 찍어본 게 뭐가 있지?
That's not it. 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 That's not it.
감이 하나도 안 잡혀 모르겠어요.
That's not it. That's not
다
it.
찍어보는 중.
That's not it. That's not it. That's not it. That's not it.
에?
Pointer's research says it can emit an incredibly loud hiss when it feels threatened. Poppy and Fitz both said they heard a loud
아니.
noise around the time of the murder. Neither of them
야, 저걸.
had any idea what it was.
This seems a little.
아니 저게 서류가 아니라 딱정벌레 그 자체였으면 내가 저걸 찍겠는데.
I don't think so, not by itself. But don't forget, it was being amplified by the shape of the gramophone. I don't think we're purely talking about volume either. It might just be a particular
그래서 깨졌던 거네. 그래서 금이 갔던 거네.
This is getting kinda scientific. Since when do you know anything about the effects of weaponized audio frequency?
금이 갔잖아.
But I think someone else does. Do you remember that statue we found in the music room? The horn it's playing. It's a pretty similar shape to the one on the gramophone. That broken glass isn't there on accident. This is someone's science experiment.
Thinking about it, Pointer said he saw Flora was knocked out too. I guess they were both in range of the noise. Although Pointer
아, 난 이거 딱정벌레 아니길래 서류로 제출하는 건 줄 알고 안 눌렀죠.
It's pretty clear. A powerful frequency did pass through Flora's tower.
그래서 플로라도 쓰러졌던 거네.
Damage too.
이거 금 같잖아.
Those cracks didn't appear out of nowhere. Freya's paints, the pink cassette tape, and the gramophone itself, they all sustained similar damage while they were in that room.
That's some seriously powerful vibration. Enough to crack metal. Enough to knock someone out all the way.
그럼 살인자는 그 귀마개를 쓰고 있었겠네.
That's the one thing I don't get. If the frequency was so powerful and had such a big range,
귀마개,
how did
귀마개.
the murderer pull it off? Wouldn't they have been in range too?
그래,
Think about
귀마개.
it. They can't have been much further away from the gramophone than Flora was.
They protected themselves.
How?
These are some pretty heavy-duty earmuffs. I think they'd be enough to block out the sound.
Right. Let's go over everything from the start.
Yep.
1. Freya is painting Flora's portrait. They're listening to music on the gramophone.
2. The murderer is hiding in the attic, wearing earmuffs.
3. The golden beetle starts to emit its hissing noise.
Hold on. How did it know?
The beetle?
Yeah, what triggered it at that particular moment? Pointer's research said it makes the noise when it feels threatened.
I'm not sure. Maybe something in the music?
Maybe.
4. Freya and Flora are both knocked unconscious by the vibrations. Freya lands on her back. She drops the brush and palette by her side.
5. The murderer fires the crossbow directly downwards.
6. The arrow is pulled back up on the reel.
7. The murderer leaves the attic, presumably.
8. The door is kicked down. Fitz and Poppy enter the room.
That's it. There's something about
What?
Let's go back to the crime scene. Freya, did you leave us a clue? Freya, did you leave us a clue?
뭔가를 놓친 건 아닐 거고. 외우자 그랬니?
And it's dark.
The plant, it's in the
What?
book. Look.
그러면은 내가 뭘 놓쳤을까?
I can see the stars.
And it's dark. And it's dark. And it's dark. The answer is in the painting. I'm sure of it.
이거 왜 화분이 두 개야?
So what's bothering you?
Something that's not here. The thing we didn't find. We know she was
깃털.
holding it during the painting.
Flora's
깃털, 깃털.
ink dip feather?
It was here. In this room. Where'd it go?
불 탔잖아.
We found it somewhere else.
이거.
We were a little too late to save it.
So it was stolen from the crime scene. And ended up
Burning.
in the incinerator down in the study.
Someone wanted to destroy it, I guess.
Yeah.
But how? How was it stolen from up here in Flora's tower?
Presumably, Flora dropped it when she fell unconscious.
Yeah, and then what? The
새.
murderer couldn't have stolen it if they were up in the attic.
새를
So
썼겠지.
the question is, how could they steal something from a room they weren't able to access?
너구냐?
The final clue about the crime scene. Freya left it for us right here. It's in the unfinished painting. It's not quite a photo, but still, it's an image of the crime scene recorded just before the murder.
그치?
If only she'd finished it, then I could be totally sure.
It's true she never finished it. But she did intend to finish it.
Meaning?
We
스케치가
know more
있잖아.
about the painting than what Freya actually got down on the canvas. That's not it. That's not it. That's not it.
아, 그래? 다 아니야? 그래?
That's not it. That's not it. That's not it. That's not it. Freya prepared all the colors she was going to need before she started painting.
아, 안 쓴 색깔이 묻었던 거야. 미안합니다. 채팅 안 보고 있었어요. 채팅 안 보고 있었어. 이거 썼고, 얘 썼고, 얘 썼고. 노란색을 아예 안 썼잖아.
The yellow paint was going to be used to paint the sketch of something sitting in the window.
Something in the window. Oh.
That's not it. That's not it. That's not it.
Hmm?
That's not it.
새가 있었네.
There she is. Our
How
little.
long has it? Did it?
She did.
But she's a very good listener. Well, now, I think this has quite served its purpose, don't you?
그래 아니야? 아니네.
Penny, why did you?
It's Penelope, if you don't mind. But before we begin, isn't there a certain formality demanding our attention?
아, 이걸 왜 물어보지?
Lovely. Now, tell me, what was it that drove you this far? I'm ever so curious.
I just need to know the truth.
Is that right? Interesting.
Why did you do it, Penny? What did Freya do to you?
Absolutely nothing.
So, what? You just hated her indiscriminately?
Freya Fellow was an inspiration to us all. She was possessed of a great energy, the volition to create something from nothing, the willpower to walk beyond her boundaries. She was truly free.
무슨 얘기라고 싶은 거야?
I couldn't be.
You know what? I just realized I actually have no idea who Penelope Pointer really is.
Weird, isn't it? Considering we've met her, what is it, 3 times now?
Exactly. How do we know this one isn't a disguise too?
You think you've already hollowed us out, don't you? Only a few short hours at Tangle Tower, and you feel like you've got everyone sussed. Unearthed every single one of our secrets. Nothing but bullet points for your notebook. Go on, indulge me. What does it say in your notes about Penelope Pointer? I suppose I can't argue with that, can I?
Penny, we only know what you choose to tell us, so why not help us out?
Very well. Penelope Pointer is actually not very important at all.
어?
She pales in comparison to those who came before her and to those that came after. Living at Tangle Tower, it is very difficult to attain the levels of self-realization you probably take for granted.
왜?
You sure this is a Tangle Tower thing and not a you thing?
Perhaps you didn't notice. Not one of them is happy. Not one.
So why stay? Why not just leave?
I thought she did leave. Penny, you said you traveled, didn't you?
I did. Many times I've walked away. It did not help me. You saw the family tree hanging in the grand hall,
봤지?
did you not?
Yeah, it lists a bunch of people who don't live here
A
anymore.
bunch of people who don't live here anymore. I couldn't have put it better myself. My mother, for one. My father, too. The other 2 Remingtons. Poppy's mother, Primrose. And her brother, Richard.
And Fitz's father.
That's 5. 5 people that might have lived here, but don't.
And that was the first question I wanted answered.
You wanted to know where they'd all gone?
More than that, I wanted to know if I belonged with them. I have no place here.
아, 소속감이 필요했다
The
이거지.
Remingtons or the Pointers. But I felt there must be a reason why everyone else left. Some common purpose they all shared. Perhaps it could be my purpose too.
So, what did you
소속감을
actually
원했고
do
뭔가
about it?
목표가 필요했고
Nothing I could do.
계승할 수 있다면
First,
좋겠다는 생각했구나.
Nobody would tell me anything. The more questions I asked, the fewer answers I got. Then, I found it. I was 19. Same age Freya is now.
Found what?
The study. The one hidden in the middle of the house. It's right next to a bedroom.
I'd hear voices at night. Deep ones. And the strangest thing, the wall behind my bed would get incredibly hot. For hours on end. The paint would peel. Wallpaper wouldn't stay up. I thought I was cursed. I thought it was something trying to break through. Eventually, I couldn't take it anymore. I found my way in the same way you did. Once you know it's there, it's simple.
So, you got into the study and found the incinerator. That must have been a relief, right?
It was still warm when I
그러니까
found
누군가
it.
사용하고 있다는 걸 알았을 거 아니야.
I looked inside.
누가 온도를 너무 세게 튼 거야.
Let's see how thorough you've been. Tell me, do you know what a misted is?
Misted?
Misted?
이럴 땐 안다고
Sure.
뻔뻔하게 해야 돼. 몰라도 안다고 해야 돼.
You're more observant than I thought.
Sorry, what are
야
we
그리모
talking
입
about?
다물어.
It's
뭐
a
하는 거야.
collective term from before my time. Birds, insects, and
봐봐 얘가 설명해 주잖아.
living off the lake water. The mutation can take several generations, or it can
일단
be
아는 척 해야 돼.
okay.
아는 척.
Wait, mistids. Like cryptids? Like Bigfoot or whatever.
A little egregious, isn't it? I suspect that was an intentional parallel. The main difference being Mistids are perfectly real. They're just kept secret. Or at least, that was the original plan. As it happened, some got out. Quite a few got out.
How do you know all this?
When I entered the study at 19, I found a single object that rather changed my life. Something which answered my questions while at once creating all new ones.
이게 마우스가 안 보이는 걸 제가 깜빡하고 있었네요. 이번에 다시 열어놨습니다.
That's not it.
아 그래? 그럼 이거니 또?
That's not right.
아 그래? 이것도 아니니?
That's not right.
그래? 이것도 아니라고?
The 5 missing family members standing together as a single unit, calling themselves the ambassadors of a misted mansion.
아 얘네 다 떠난 사람들인
The
거야.
house was renamed from Misted Mansion to Tangle Tower.
뻔뻔하다고요?
Rightly so.
원래 그래야죠.
The age of misted mansion is long past. When I looked inside the incinerator on my first visit to the study, I found nothing but ash. The afterimage of a bygone era denied to me in its entirety. The study, the room at the bottom of the lake itself.
이미 다 연구가 끝났구나.
all
그리고 다
empty
떠났구나.
shells. I felt my only hope lay with the ambassadors. If I could find them, maybe they'd share the family history that Flora and the others were trying so hard to forget.
How did you track them down?
It was tough. They'd taken almost everything. Books, maps, charts, the creatures themselves, all lost, taken away or
Destroyed.
destroyed. But I got lucky. I got a lead. I found one, and he led me to the rest.
And? What happened? Why'd you paint out all their faces?
They didn't help you either, did they?
19-year-old me had imagined they'd all left with a
아니었겠지.
mission, a unified purpose, but they hadn't. They were, in fact, every bit as fractured as the people that still live here. Most of them had left tracking escaped mystids. Some claimed to be researchers, others little more than hunters. All 5 completely useless to me.
Even your own parents?
Eventually, I returned to Tangle Tower. I had nowhere else to go. I considered giving up. But instead, I made a decision. There was only one person at Tangle Tower still of interest to me. My dear Uncle Pointer had suddenly made a show of taking up astronomy. A fairly superficial charade. I don't think many people were fooled by it. But I knew it wasn't just a falsehood. It was a mask. Pointer had found something from the era of Misted Mansion.
So where did he get the beetle?
I cannot be sure, but I theorize that he received it in the post.
In the post? From who?
누구겠냐?
Someone outside Tangle Tower. But the thought that he would be in contact with such a person, all that time, I decided to take what was owed to me.
So you stole it.
Stealing the beetle turned out to be only the first step.
어허.
Upon realizing it was gone, Pointer made little effort to disguise his frustration. I asked what was bothering him. He foresaw no risk in sharing a little of the truth with his niece. He told me he'd lost a rare treasure, something he'd been keeping safe. I suggested, innocently, that perhaps it was not lost. Perhaps it had been stolen.
와.
He was very ready to believe he'd been the victim of theft. When I offered to call in a private detective, he jumped on the idea. She arrived the next day. Hawkshaw prides herself on her punctuality, as you know.
Why, though? Why go through all that? The name, the costume, and everything?
It's somewhat sad to admit, but I had little use left for Penny Pointer as she was. Hawkshaw afforded me new advantages, opportunities.
But didn't you have to pretend to be working for Professor Pointer?
Ah, well, that was one of the advantages. Pointer was in such a desperate state, he was finally willing to share some of his secrets. On the second day, Hawkshaw explained she needed to be able to search the secret laboratory. Pointer gave in and gave me the code for the harp statue. Reluctantly, but still.
So, you stole Pointer's research?
I would have done, if I'd found anything worth stealing. But he had made remarkably little progress, barely scratching the surface of the beetle's true mystery.
Which is?
Ha! It carries an exoskeleton approximately 90% identical to gold.
어,
But it's not the 90% I'm interested in. Did you ever question what exactly
그치.
makes the water here so unique? Before Misted Mansion was built over the lake, before the lake was even a lake, Lord Remington and his wife built a small structure here,
그치,
a
그치.
research station, supposedly. Fast forward 2 or 3 generations, and as you saw for yourself, it's been mostly cleared out.
The ambassadors took everything when they left.
And everything they didn't take was burned in the incinerator. However, possessing additional insight, I found something the others had missed. It's not much, but I have what I need.
So, why isn't this the end of the story? Why did you stay? Why did you kill Freya?
Simply put, Freya was too good for me. It's my fault. I pushed her over the edge, unknowingly, but still, I take the blame.
What are you talking about?
Did you know I based the design for Hawkshaw on something Freya painted?
그렇지.
That's right. I had assumed it was purely abstract. I just thought it had a good energy. I later discovered it was a figure of some kind, something from Freya's recurring nightmare. For all her vitality, I think Freya was probably the most troubled of all of us. She was desperate to leave Tangle Tower, but she couldn't just walk away. For quite some time, she'd been trying to break into Pointer's laboratory. Freya and her friends were halfway through deciphering those symbols on the harp statue, I believe.
어,
Why did she care about getting into Pointer's lab?
That's exactly what I wondered. At first, I thought perhaps she just wanted to free the beetles. She has a fondness for them. What Pointer was doing upset her significantly. But in fact, I think it was something else. I think she wanted to free Fiona.
어?
The real reason Freya was unable to leave Tangle Tower is that she could not get Fiona to agree to come with her. We're now firmly in the realm of speculation, but I think Freya felt that exposing the darker secrets of Tangle Tower, not just to the rest of the family, but to the world, would compromise all 3 families, and perhaps, somehow, free Fiona from the shackles of her inheritance.
호.
That was her plan anyway, but something happened. Before Freya could find her way into Pointer's laboratory,
She found her way into your study, found your notes, found that photograph. I'm willing to bet she put it all together quicker than we did.
So she worked out what had happened to the 5 ambassadors. Specifically, what you'd done to them when they refused to help you.
Freya had made a promise to paint Flora as a birthday gift, a parting gift no less. She'd be in a locked room, several hours away from her friends. It was my best chance.
But why hide in the attic? And why bother with the beetle at all?
The beetle in the gramophone wasn't for Freya. It was for Flora. She didn't deserve to be involved. She suffered enough. I couldn't get Flora out of her room, but if she could be unconscious, then she wouldn't have to witness anything.
Why the knife? The illusion of the painted knife with the blood.
That was for Fiona. And Poppy too, I suppose. Gave them something to focus on.
You mean it distracted them while you made your escape?
It helped them cope. The very idea of something abstract, something supernatural. I believe it made things marginally less painful for them, initially. Worked on you, too.
So why are you still here? Why not take your first chance and leave?
Well, I've been waiting for an opportunity to get my beetle back. I'd really rather not leave without it.
Wait, it's still here?
It's still inside the gramophone.
깨지나? 이러면 근데 다 같이 기절하는 거 아니야? 떠났네.
What's going on?
Poppy, they are both awake.
I can see.
You two all right?
My head hurts. What happened to us?
You were both unconscious. 14 minutes by my count.
Really?
You're both fine. No injuries.
Was it the beetle? In the gramophone? I heard it through the ceiling in my room.
The exact same sound we heard before the murder.
I guess it must have been.
So how did we get down here? What happened to Penny?
Fit saved both of you, obviously.
When I reached Flora's tower, you were both unconscious, and Penny was crouched down beside you. She had her crossbow on her, but who knows? She may have just been checking you were both asleep.
Did you know that she was the murderer?
Poppy and Fifi suspected her. Apparently, they were pretty close to solving it
Wow.
themselves.
Fitz did not want to believe us, because he liked Penny. A lot.
But what happened? Fitz, what did she do when she saw you?
She jumped out the window.
What? Did she survive?
She did.
I heard something land in the garden outside my room. But by the time I got out there to check,
뭐야?
she was already gone.
이젠 추격전이야?
Hang on. Poppy, why do you have Penny's hat bird?
She left him behind. I found him sitting on the floor in the aviary, all by himself. Poor little thing. The mean lady didn't care about you at all, did she? No, she didn't.
I apologize. Poppy seems to be under the illusion that the bird can understand human language.
So, Penny got away.
I'm afraid she did.
We had suspected she might try to escape. I was stationed here by the lake's edge. I proved to be an ineffective guard. She took the boat.
Did she take the beetle with her?
Nope,
How do you know?
because it's right here.
It was still in the gramophone. I guess I scared her off before she had a chance to take it.
잠깐만, 그럼 걔 안 떠났을 수도 있는데?
Poppy, what are you going to do with it? Are you going to give it back to your father?
No, I'm not. It doesn't belong to anyone. So, I'm going to put it on the ground and never bother it again. I think that's what she would have wanted.
끝이라고? 아, 이건 다시 합쳐야겠다. 괜히 잘랐다. 네, 다시 합치겠습니다. 유튜브에 올라갈 때는 합쳐질 거예요. 유튜브 여러분은 무슨 말인지 모르겠다면은 제가 이거를 좀 더 길게 갈 줄 알고 끊었는데 중간에 그 뒤에 7분밖에 안 하네요. 예. 합쳐질 겁니다. 결말 따로 하려 그랬지. 설마 이렇게 허탈하게 끝날 줄 몰랐지. 아니, 야, 상식적으로 범인이 이제 당신이 범인이야. 오케이, 내가 범인이야 이랬는데 자, 다 같이 기절! 범인 켰어! 끝! 이러면 뭐야? 이거 엔딩 하나예요? 이거 엔딩 하나인가요? 이게 끝이에요? 이게 엔딩 여러 개면은 내가 이게 진짜 엔딩이 하나야? 이거로 끝이야? 단일 엔딩인데 엔딩을 이렇게 냈다고? 제가 추리 게임 같은 걸 많이 안 해봐서 모르겠는데 이게 단일 엔딩이면 이런 말 하면은 실례일 수도 있는데 역제 엔딩이 더 나은데. 아 이건 야 이건 너무하잖아. 뭐 그럼 내가 지금까지 한 거는 무슨 의미가 있는 거야? 제가 지금까지 한 게 무슨 의미가 있는 거였죠, 그러면? 의미가 있는 건가요? 아니, 봐봐요. 내가 열심히 조사해서 막 알아내서 범인까지 찾으러 왔어. 근데 갑자기 범인이 내가 알아서 등장하더니 그래, 내가 범인이야 이러고 있고 그러고 나서 기절해서 놓쳤대. 근데 내가 한 추리는 심지어 애들도 이미 다 거의 다 풀었던 거래. 내가 이걸 어떻게 받아들여야 됩니까? 아니 이래서 티는이란 이건 티의 문제가 아니잖아요. 아니 결과적으로 아무것도 된 게 없잖아. 사건의 범인만 알았지 끝이잖아요. 뭔데 그래서 결말이 뭐야? 이게 어쩌라는 거야? 이게 맞아? 이게 맞아요? 이게 무슨 엔딩이야 이게? 아니 이게 뭐 어쩌라는 거야 그래서? 뭐야 그래서 그 결론이 뭐야 그래서? 없는 거야? 그냥 나는 이 집안의 이야기만 듣고 끝인 거야? 뭐야 이거? 게임은 좋았어. 아니 진짜 엔딩 직전까진 좋았어요. 엔딩 직전까진 재밌게 하고 있었다고. 뭐지 이거? 뭐지? 나 게임 끝내고 이렇게 허탈하고 허무한 거 처음인 것 같은데? 어이가 없다 그래야 되나? 어리 빠졌어요. 내가 지금 뭘 본 거죠? 에? 내가 뭘 본 거예요? 이게 단일 엔딩이라고? 이게 만약에 멀티 엔딩 중에 내가 그냥 선택지를 잘못 골라서 나온 거면 이해할 수 있어요. 정말 냉정하게 말해서 진짜 좀 잔인하게 말하면 그냥 한 애가 삐뚤어져서 자기가 집안에 소속감을 못 가져서 자기가 뭔가 소속될 수 있는 게 있나 막 뒤져봤는데 자기가 막 동경하면서 쫓아갔던 놈들은 자기가 발견했던 비밀들을 갖고 튀었으면서 정작 그거에 대해 제대로 연구를 안 하고 있어서 빡쳤고 그래서 깔끔하게 처리했고 돌아와서 에라이 젠장 개같은 세상 하고 살고 있는데 자기 동생이 이거 좀 쩌네 하고 찾아내서 알아버려갖고 근데 이 사람들 왜 다 젠장 설마 범인은 누구 이렇게 추측하고 있으니까 아이 이런 걸렸네 너도 죽어 하고 죽인 거잖아. 근데 정작 심지어 그렇게까지 한 애를 잡지도 못했어. 뭐야 이거 어쩌라는 거야. 이런 말은 그냥 미친 애 하나잖아. 그냥 미친 애 사이코패스하다 그냥 난리친 거잖아 그냥. 아니 심지어 잡지도 못했어. 합의에 의한 안락사. 아 어이가 없네. 뭐야 이게. 그냥 적당히 괴기한 스토리면은 이해하겠는데 괴기를 넘었잖아 이거. 엔딩을 이렇게 되면 어떡해. 허탈하게 베베 껐어도 끝은 사람이 알아들을 수 있게 끝냈어야지. 베베 꽂 계획 꼰 상태로 갑자기 뚝 끊어버리면 어떡해요. 잠깐만요. 나 너무 궁금해서 그런데 내가 엔간해서 안 찾아보는데 잠시만요. 저요 궁금해서 못 참겠다. 저기요. 이거 게임 평가 한 번만 봅시다. 잠깐만, 내가 어이가 없어서 평가 한 번만 볼게요. 내 스팀 평가 어떻게 돼 있나 좀 보자. 나만 느낀 거 아닐 거거든. 지금 이 어처구니 없음을? 야, 내가 액면에서 안 그래. 난 게임 끝나고 어지간해서 안 그러거든? 압도적으로 긍정적이라고? 진심이야? 이게 압도적으로 긍정적이야? 나름 밀도 있는 스토리라고? 버라이어티한 개연성이라고? 그래, 후반부에서 급전개 때 소모하잖아. 근데 왜 추천이야? 결말만 아쉽다. 야, 근데 왜 추천이야? 잠깐만, 여러분, 나 갑자기 무서워졌거든요. 아니 리뷰 같이 본 건 둘째로 나 지금 되게 무서운 게, 지금 제가 잠깐 스팀에서 평가를 봤는데 다 추천인데 다 똑같은 의견이 있거든요. 결말이 아쉽다, 결말 왜 이러냐, 예산이 모자랐냐, 이런 반응인데 이게 다 추천이야. 내가 여기서 뭐가 무서운지 알아요? 내가 앞으로도 스팀 게임 같은 걸 많이 하게 될 텐데, 야, 이게 추천이면 다른 게임들은 대체 어느 정도 레벨이길래 이게 추천이야? 그러니까 게임이 한창 재밌다가 마지막에 내 뒤통수를 후려 갈겨도 추천을 줄 정도라는 거는, 다른 게임들은 그러면, 잠깐만, 내가 지금 게임에 대해 너무 환상을 갖고 있었나? 게임들에 대해? 너무 기대치가 높았나? 많이 무서운데요? 아니, 나 진짜 말할게요. 나는 탱글타워를 재밌게 했어요. 진짜로. 근데 지금 너무 뒤에서 너무 세게 치니까 난 솔직히 추천하라면 추천을 못 하겠거든요? 왜냐면 이게 음식을 먹었는데 첫 맛은 맛있는데 끝맛이 되게 기분 나쁜 맛이거든? 그래서 나라면 추천을 못 하겠거든요? 근데 지금 스팀에 왔더니 압도적 긍정적 평가야. 엔딩이 이해가 안 가는데 플레이가 재밌었다고 추천을 해줘. 근데 이 게임이 이렇게 뒤통수 세게 쳤는데도 추천을 해줄 정도면 다른 게임들은 대체 어느 정도였길래, 이게 어떤 느낌이냐면 대체 주변 음식점들이 맛이 얼마나 없길래 그 음식점을 맛있게 평가한다는 거지? 추천한다는 거지? 이 느낌이거든요? 좀 무섭네요. 예. 예, 재밌게 했는데, 예, 엔딩이 좀 통수를 세게 치는군요. 네, 네. 뭐지 이거? 아닌가, 여러분, 제가 스토리에 집착하는 걸 수도 있습니다. 제가 엔딩을 많이 집착하는 걸 수도 있어요. 예, 제가 그 개연성이나 이런 거를, 예, 너무 집착하는 걸 수도, 예, 있어요. 예, 뭐라? 그쵸, 사람마다 취향은 다르니까, 사람에 따라서는 이제 이런 엔딩도 괜찮다고 생각하시는 분들 많을 겁니다. 예. 좀 얼얼하네요. 이게 정말 예상치 못한 거여가지고 지금 좀 얼타고 있는데, 이럴 수가 있구나. 제가 좀 많이 놀랐나 봅니다. 제가 좀 많이 놀랐나 봐요. 원래 제가 원래 게임 끝나고 말이 많거든요. 원래 그렇긴 한데, 제가 화를 내거나 짜증내는 적은 있어도 얼을 타는 건 처음인 것 같네요. 예. 정말 얼얼하다고 해야 되나? 황당하네. 어쨌건 이렇게 해서 탱글타워, 예, 끝을 봤고요. 다른 엔딩은 없다고 합니다. 이게 단일 엔딩이래요. 예. 예. 이상하다. 분명히 엔딩 보기 전까지는 되게 재밌는 게임으로 생각하고 게임하고 있었는데, 왜 이렇게 황당하지? 어쨌건, 업적 확인을 하라고요? 업적을 어디서 확인하는데? 업적이 있어? 다 했잖아. 업적이란 게 스팀 도전 과제 말하는 거예요? 뭐야? 뭐 말하는 거야? 나 업적이 뭔지 몰라요. 그런 게 있어요? 다른 분께 똥게임이라고 하면 되냐고요? 제 거요? 지금 보여드려요? 잠깐만 보여줄게. 그래 보여줄게요. 아, 너무 지금 멘탈이 좀 나간다. 이렇게 하면 안 보이네. 잠깐만. 잠시만요. 이러면 될라나? 잠시만. 이러면 되나요? 10개 중에 9개 했네요. 못한 게 뭐지? 10개인데 하나, 2개, 3개, 4개, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 어느 걸 못 깼는지 모르겠네. 이건가? 이건 거 같은데? 이거 말고 다 깬 거 같네요. 근데 좀 충격이다. 나 진짜로 나 이렇게 옳다는 거 진짜 오랜만인 것 같은데. 어언이 봉봉하네. 예. 10개 중에 9개 했습니다. 예. 어지간한 걸 다 클릭했기 때문에 기념품 못했네요. 좀 이렇게 해서 탱글타워 끝이 났고요. 당황스럽네. 저는 다음 게임으로 찾아뵙도록 하겠습니다. 여러분 그럼 재밌게 보셨다면 좋아요, 구독, 댓글 부탁드리고요. 전 다음 게임에서 뵙도록 하겠습니다. 안녕.